Saludos, soy Daniel Raventós, vuestro monitor de inglés nivel conversación en el Centro Cultural Hortaleza en el distrito Hortaleza. So today we are continuing with our speech about paintings, okay? So the topic of these videos is paintings, and I've chosen another of my most favorite paintings in all the over the world. Okay, so today I have chosen the Garden of the Earthly Delights. Okay, Spanish, El Jardín de las Delicias. Okay, so the Garden of the Earthly Delights is the modern title given to a triptych of oil painting on oak panel painted by the early Netherlandish master Hieronymus Bosch between 1490 and 1510, when Bosch was between 40 and 60 years old. It has been housed in the Museo del Prado in Madrid since the year 1939. As so little is known of Bosch's life or intentions, interpretation of his intent have ranged from an admonition of worldly fleshly indulgence to a dire warning on the perils of life's temptations, to an evocation of ultimate sexual joy. The intricacy of its symbolism, particularly that of the central panel, has led to a wide range of scholarly interpretation over the centuries. 20th century art historians are divided as to whether the triptych central panel is a moral warning or a panorama of paradise lost. Bosch painted three large triptychs. The other are the Last Judgment and the Highway triptych, that can be read from left to right, and in which each panel was essential to the meaning of the wall. Each of these three works presents distinct yet linked themes addressing history and faith. Triptychs from this period were generally intended to be read sequentially, the left and right panels often portraying Eden and the Last Judgment respectively, while the main subject was contained in the centerpiece. It is not known whether the garden was intended as an altarpiece, but the general view is that the extreme subject matter of the inner center and right panels make it unlikely that it was intended to function in a church or monastery, but it was instead commissioned by a lay patron. When the triptych is closed, we can see the outer panels. In the outer panels, we can see apparently the creation of the world. Here, the painter shows God as the Father sitting with a Bible on his lap, creating the earth in a passive manner by divine fiat. Above him is inscribed a quote from the Bible. It hangs suspended in the cosmos, which is shown as an impermeable darkness, whose only other inhabitant is God Himself. If the outer panels are interesting, the inner ones are then amazingly interesting. So we have too many interpretations, but we are only saying some of them and some descriptions of the panels. The left panel, sometimes known as the joining of Adam and Eve, depicts a scene from the paradise of the Garden of Eden, commonly interpreted as the moment when God presents Eve to Adam. The painting shows Adam waking from a deep sleep to find God holding Eve by her wrist and giving the sign of his blessing to their union. God is younger looking than on the outer panels, blue-eyed and with golden curls. His youthful appearance may be a device by the artist to illustrate the concept of Christ as the incarnation of the Word of God. God's right hand is raised in blessing while he holds Eve's wrist with his left. According to the work's most controversial interpreter, the 20th century folklorist and art historian Wilhelm Freinger, he said, as though enjoying the pulsation of the living blood and as though too he were setting a seal on the eternal and immutable communion between his human blood and his own. This physical contact between the Creator and Eve is repeated even more noticeable in the way Adam's toes touch the Lord's foot. But Adam and Eve, this young version of God, is not the only figures represented in this panel. The surrounding landscape is populated by heart-shaped forms, some of which are made from stone while others are at least partially organic. Behind Eve, rabbits symbolizing fecundity play in the grass, and a dragon tree opposite is thought to represent eternal life. The background reveals several animals that would have been exotic to contemporaneous Europeans, including a giraffe, an elephant, and a lion that has killed and is about to devour his prey. In the foreground, from a large hole in the ground, emerged birds and winged animals, some of which are realistic, some fantastic. Behind a fish, a person clothed in a short-sleeved hooded jacket and with a duck's beak holds an open book is as if reading. To the left of the area, a cat holds a small lizard-like creature in its jaws. Belting observes that despite the fact that the creatures in the foreground are fantastical imaginings, many of the animals in the mid and background are drawn from contemporary travel literature, and here Bosch is appealing to the knowledge of a humanistic and aristocratic readership. The central panel, the panel in the center of this triptych, is really amazing. As you can see, any really every kind of creatures, especially every kind of humans, beings, or similar to human beings like mermaids, sirens, or whatever that are enjoying life, and there are too many symbolism with fertility and lust. So we can see some apples and red fruits that symbolizing lust and sexuality. And even some other kinds of symbolism of sexuality as muscles. But the right panel shows up a different situation. This is known as the Hell panel or the Last Judgment panel, because we can see here a lot of terrible things and pains and any kind of punishments. There are too many horrible creatures like demons and devils that are hurting people and punish them because they are sinners. And you, have you ever seen the Jardín de las Delicias in el Museo del Prado? Let me know. Let me know if you want, and remember that you can make your own speech about a painting or whatever that the word painting means to you. So if you want, you can record it, or you can write it, or you can practice in your home during these days. And any doubt that you have, you can text me by email. Okay, so thanks to you for hearing me. Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Me estoy quedando ronco. Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Y no olvidéis darle al botón de like para que tengamos constancia de que estéis haciendo el seguimiento de los vídeos. Pues hasta entonces espero que estéis muy bien. Saludos.